All right, we are here at In the Net in Palmyra, Pennsylvania here for Central Penn Knights men's baseball. We're taking on the Clark Summit Defenders here today. Being joined here by Brian Christiana, one of my partners in crime here on the broadcast. Brian, how are you doing on this fine afternoon?
Oh, it's as you said earlier, it's a great Tuesday afternoon here. A nice breeze in the air, and it's a good day for some baseball.
I'll tell you, in comparison to some of the other days, this has by far been probably the nicest day of the year.
Yeah.
About 80 degrees out here in Palmyra, and we got a heck of a showcase here for you today. Senior Recognition Day here at In the Net. All right, Clark Summit's gonna start off. Keegan Lehman will start off. He's playing second base today, and he's gonna lead off here. Lehman's hitting .241 on the season, no home runs, 5 RBIs. Quinton Heckard on the mound. Last time Quinton pitched on the broadcast, he dazzled us with a 7-inning, 1-run effort.
Yeah, he throws some heat. He really throws some heat, and he's a good pitcher for our staff this season.
Excellent first pitch, and it's 0-1 already. Clark Summit 6-17 on the season. Central Penn 3-8. And there goes one down the right field line. This looks like trouble. Just foul in front of Arellano. Quickly 0-2 here, though, for Heckard. We'll be back here with you on Thursday as well, everybody, for another doubleheader for the Knights.
It'll be myself and Tyler will be here, and you'll be here as well, Professor.
Yeah, I'll be here for Game 1. I'm going to turn it over to you guys for Game 2 for the final game of the season. Home game, that is.
Yeah. Clark Summit had a nice ride here today, I'm sure. It's a big distance. It's up past Scranton.
Rosario with the glove and the dig, and he called him safe there at first. That was a really close play, and that was an excellent play in the field, but speed there wins out. And Lehman finds himself on first base already. All right, coming up second is Andreas Bailey. Bailey on the season, no home runs, 11 RBIs, 5 doubles and 4 triples. So he's got some speed as well. Looks like the advantage for Clark Summit here. Right off the end of the bat here, does make the play at second, does Rosario. A lot of action there for Chris early on.
Yeah. Chris usually playing over at first base or second base. Change of scenery for him today. And then we have starting Freddie Barr over at second base.
The fielder's choice there for Bailey just gets back. Heckard's got a nice pickoff move to first. Up third here, Joshua Knight. Gets the strike high. Knight .282 on the season. Played all 23 games. No home runs, 11 RBIs, and a .410 slugging. Back to first.
And like you said earlier, his pickoff move is really nice because both times he's thrown over, it's been really close.
Fans of the Nightly News will recall the last time Heckard took the mound, it was 35 degrees. Much certainly different circumstances here today, Brian.
We're in shorts.
Oh, speak for yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's shorts weather.
1 out, a runner at first. Knight up to bat. Outside for Heckard.
Oh, he's
gets
going
away from Paletti. And he gets in there.
That was for how short notice Paletti had on that. That was a really good throw over to second base. And I mean, Freddie Barr with the good scoop, but I mean, that was good base running as well by
But you can already see Clark Summit's speed coming into play here. And that's going to rip to the outfield, but right at Arellano. Routine play. And he's very quick back to the infield, so the runner does not tag. And there's 2 out in the inning. Ryan Clark up to bat. 0 home runs, 14 RBI on the season, 12 walks. So he's got a 470 on base percentage. Beautiful pitch from Heckard. Fouled right back at us, and it's an 0-1 count. Funny, Brian, you know, I can't help but channel my inner Terry Byram here on the air today.
Yeah.
Except I won't say Senators the way he does.
Hey, it's a good time of the year to be a Senators fan.
Yeah, they're playing really well.
15-2.
And I would expect Trey Turner to be on the team before too long.
Yeah, man. Home game tonight against the Altoona Curve. And if you notice that both of the losses by the Harrisburg Senators have been against the Bowie Bay Sox, both on a Sunday.
Wow. What, they lost the doubleheader in one of every single other game?
No, one was the first one was at home at F&B Field, and then the second one was at Bowie.
Huh. Big strike out right there for Heckard, and that retires the side. After the first inning, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on base for Clark Summit. We'll be right back with the Knights.
All right, Miller. This weekend is Closer Look Weekend, and that is for accepted students and their families to attend this Closer Look Weekend on Friday, April 26th and Saturday, April 27th. During Closer Look, students will have the opportunity to take your placement exam, talk to a financial aid counselor, make lasting new friendships, and even tour our super suites. Registration is required at centralpenn.edu. Please register today. And also, tomorrow is a big day at campus, because tomorrow will be Word Wednesday. The Office of Equity and Multicultural Affairs offers a weekly opportunity for students to have open dialogue about the hot topics of the day. Word Wednesday is held weekly in the Cultural Diversity Center from 12:30 to 1 p.m. Snacks will be provided for the participants, and all are welcome.
All right, back here with Clark Summit. On the mound is going to be Joshua Knight. Knight does have 1 win on the season, 3 losses, and has pitched 22 innings. Leads the team in strikeouts with 14. And this is his 6th game started, Brian. So he's got some experience.
Yeah.
Hasn't necessarily had the results that he'd like, but definitely good to have some experience against the Central Penn College lineup. We're going to start off, leading off, senior Gabe Arellano. He is, we're going to have our senior day celebration here in between the doubleheader. We will sign off from our first game, and then we'll come right back for senior recognition before the beginning of the second game. So we will take a short break between games, come back with some recording of the on-field senior day recognition. So we're looking forward to recognizing Gabe and also Cam Woodward, who are both seniors today. Well, I guess they're seniors all season.
Yeah, and Marquise Broxton is on that list as well. The reserve, the outfielder.
So we're looking forward to that, Brian. And you're going to be on the PA.
Oh, it's my favorite thing to do for basketball, baseball.
Well, hey, I'm looking forward to basketball season already.
Yeah.
Arellano steps in. Right back up the box, and that's going to be a hit if he can dig. Nice single. Arellano hitting .306 on the season with 6 RBIs. It's always good to get your leadoff man on base.
But Miller, you can vouch for this too. When sports season comes around, there's always a lot of traveling, and especially with doing PA this year, last season, traveling to Bloomsburg and then coming back down to Harrisburg a lot. You're constantly on the move.
Well, you were also involved with the Little League World Series broadcast last year.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was a good experience for someone trying to get involved in the field. And finalizing the works on how that's going to be this year. I mean, I'm definitely going to be up there again. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting time. Williamsport really, and I've never seen a city like that come together for an event like that.
Fulp with the bunt moves the runner. Bad throw off of first. Arellano to third, Fulp to second. What a bunt there by Fulp. Ends up getting a base hit, and I'll tell you, he needed it at this point. Only hitting 103 on the season, but that'll go as a base hit. Takes third on the error.
And now we have Connor Graham, and Miller. He uses the whole field, as many of our fans know. He just a great contact hitter, power hitter, all around.
This guy's really something else. 525 average, 3 home runs, leads the team with 17 RBIs, leads the team in triples, leads the team in hits, runs, and, for good measure, steals as well.
All right.
So, I mean, he's basically leading the team in every offensive category and hitting an unbelievable over 1,400 OPS. These are video game numbers here for Connor.
Great acquisition.
Curveball back at it. Hits off the bag. That's going to plate 2. Fulp in there. What a play by Fulp. 2 RBIs for Graham. On the single from Connor Graham. So 3 straight singles here for the Knights.
Yeah. Now we have our power hitter.
2-0. Central Penn already in the first. Brings up Chris Rosario.
Going at third base today.
Rosario, 378 average, 3 home runs, 12 RBI on the season. He's over 1,100 OPS.
All he does is get on base.
Central Penn College men's baseball. We're here at In the Net in Palmyra. Beautiful 80-degree day here. Happy to be here with you. Have one more home game on Thursday. We have another double dip on Thursday. So busy week for everybody involved with the baseball team.
Yeah.
Little outside there, but does catch the outside corner. 1-1 count. Fouls it off.
Looked like
1-2 count.
It looked like he had his foot out, and then he went to swing.
1-2.
Back up the box to second for 1 to first. Double play.
That would be a 1-4-3 double play.
The 1-4-3.
You don't see that very often.
Double play. Well, that's 2 consecutive right back up the middle.
Yeah.
So the bases are clear, but it's 2-0. Jared Rivera will step in. And Rivera, 250 on the season. 3 long balls, time for the team lead. 8 RBIs, and also leads the team in walks. Inside for a ball.
Yeah.
Knights, very fortunate to have that double play there, because this could have been a big inning here for the Knights. Off-speed pitch there. Good for a strike. That'll be 1-1. He's giving him that pitch today. Catching the outside corner.
Yeah. That ball had movement on it.
Oh, yeah. He's got really good off-speed stuff here. Big cut.
He struck him out.
And that'll do it for the Knights, but not before. 2 runs, 3 hits, none left. We're going to go to the top of the second, and it's 2-0 Central Penn.
Miller, I found out some great news yesterday from my vice president, Dylan, that he's been selling a lot of hoagies.
Hey, I just sold 10, so we're in good shape.
If you want to buy some of hoagies from the Nightly News Media Club, the hoagies are $7 and the pizzas are $8, and all proceeds will support the Nightly News Media Club. If you are interested, please contact Professor Paul Miller, my good friend right here, at paulmiller@centralpenn.edu.
And, you know, we do a lot of our fundraisers help us get new equipment. Certainly the last couple of things we've spent money on new podcast stuff. And we're trying to increase our what we're doing out here at the games too. So every little bit helps. So we'd certainly appreciate if you guys are interested.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Good, high quality food.
And it's from Mariana's. I mean, it's really, really,
Del
really
Grosso
good.
family.
Yeah. All right. Noah Bailey is going to step in. Second on the team in RBI with 13, hitting .244 this year. No home runs, 13 RBI. Bailey also leads the team in steals with 5.
Again, you just can't beat this weather, though, today, Miller.
Honestly, after the first game, I can never complain about weather ever again, you know?
Yeah. 35 and rainy.
I guess it helped build character,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, it really did.
Well, what was to me bad about the whole thing is we'd been waiting all off season for this, and then to come to that the first day.
Yep.
I guess on the bright side, we were only out here for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Sure felt like longer than that. What a pitch there from
was
Heckard.
Beautiful. That was right
nice
there.
rising movement there, and Bailey comes up empty. Heckard just outside there.
Yeah, and that ball had movement too.
I keep telling Dylan I'm going to step in the box against him. And,
against Quinton.
yeah, and give him a ride. Fouls straight back. Two nothing. Top 2 here. We're going to play 2 7-inning ball games. Little high and walked him.
Yeah.
In steps number 24, Domingo Rodriguez. He's hitting 185 on the season. No home runs. 5 runs batted in. Leads the team in fielding percentage with a .982 fielding percentage. Wow. Deep fly. Fulp goes back. Just has enough room out there in center. But Rodriguez gave that one a ride for sure.
That was a good hit. It had some distance on it.
First pitch swinging there. 1 pitch, 1 out. Jacob Lessinger will step in. He's played 21 games in 160. No home runs, 3 RBI on the season. He's shortstop. So 6-17 on the season for Clark Summit. Big hack for strike 2.
That brings a toe in. And next.
What? 1, 2, 3. Struck him out. And that's quickly 2 down here. Andrew Sikora will come in. Only his 3rd game on the season. Yet to reach base. Playing 3rd base today.
Over at the hot corner. Oh, that was an early jump. That was a really good jump over there by the base runner.
Bailey extends his lead in steals for Clark Summit with a steal. So runner in scoring position, but 2 down. You must have picked something up on Heckard there, Brian. You usually don't run in that position with 2 outs, especially with Paletti's well-known defense.
Yeah.
Although, I'm not sure how much scouting really can be done between these 2 teams. Nice pitch. Looks like a change up there. Beautiful fastball, just waves at it. 2 strikes. What a pitch. And 2 strikeouts. Did walk a batter this inning, but no runs, no hits, 1 walk, 1 left, and it's 2-0 Knights going to the bottom of the 2nd, Brian.
This weekend, Central Penn College female students are encouraged to register now for the annual Women's Leadership Retreat. The retreat is a 3-day adventure from April 27th through the 29th at Camp Hebron in Halifax. Students will own their leadership skills, make new friends, and even enjoy horseback riding or a high ropes course. The retreat is led by Adrian Thoman, Megan Peterson, and a lot of extra special guests. Look for the link to register in Student Central or visit the Student Activities Office.
And actually, Brian, I know that Adrian was talking about today being the final day to sign up for that, but I'm sure if you would get a hold of her at some point today, that you would be okay to go on that.
Oh yeah,
so,
more the better.
Absolutely. Knight got himself into some jam there in the first, but did luckily get out of there. Well, luckily for them, unluckily for Central Penn, got out of there with the double play.
Yeah.
Next up, stepping in, Cam Woodward. Cam is one of our seniors today. He's hitting 194 on the season. Does have 4 RBI. Drives it right back up the box. That's going to go into center field for a base hit.
And he really needed that hit there. Like you said, 194 on the season.
Well, 2 of the gentlemen that have been sort of cold thus far have come through early. Peyton Paletti. Peyton, 321 on the season, 7 RBIs, 3 steals. The bunt. They're moving the runners along today. Sacrifice bunt there.
Playing some National League Baseball.
In's going to step Emmett Enslin. Enslin's the DH today. Heckard electing not to hit. Well, Coach Stern electing not to hit for
Coach
Quinton.
Stern,
Emmett's hitting 294 on the season. 3 RBI. Nice off-speed pitch there from Knight. Count 0-1. Quickly 0-2 to Enslin.
This is the position you really want to be in if you're Clark Summit with someone over at second base.
Woodward at second. Outside. And Clark able to make sure that that doesn't go through.
Yeah.
Oh. That's how Max Scherzer hurt himself the other day.
It's a little skip to my lobes.
Off-speed pitch, and Enslin waves at it for the third strike. Next up, Freddie Barr. Only played one game this season. Has yet to reach base. But a base hit here could potentially plate Woodward from second.
Foul ball out in the right field.
Barr, the second baseman on the afternoon here at In the Net. Nice, that could get through, but shortstop comes up with it and retires Barr for the 6-3 put out. Okay, well, we did get one hit there, but we left one, and it's still 2-0 Knights.
Our spring OTA day is May 8th. The event is for prospective students who are interested in becoming occupational therapy assistants. Stay tuned for more information. Are you interested in pursuing a career in business, accounting, marketing, or communications? Central Penn College offers more than 30 career-focused programs in flexible class formats, including in-person, online, and hybrid courses. For more information, visit our website at centralpenn.edu.
All right, well, we're going to finish out going to the top of the third here. Heckard cruising right along. Dylan Weaver will step in here in just a moment. All right, Dylan Weaver's going to step in, hitting .236 on the season. No home runs, 5 runs batted in. Three strikeouts in 2 innings for Heckard. He's looked, well, just like he did last game. Heckard was the Nightly News player of the game there. Nice pitch right at the knees.
Not the people we've had. Gabe.
Well, Jerry, of course.
Yep. Connor Graham was one of them. And Q was the first ever.
Yeah. Just low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Heckard wants to make sure he does not let the leadoff runner reach. But does. Walks him to lead off the inning. Which brings us back to the top of the order. Keegan Lehman. Lehman reached, was retired on a fielder's choice in the first. Heckard delivers. Beautiful pitch. Right on the outside half of the plate.
Heckard's just in control out there today. All his pitches are hitting the zone. And it's really what the team needs at this point. I mean, we're trying to get to that playoff push.
Back up the middle. That'll make it to center. He's going to stop at second. Does Weaver. But it's looking pretty good here for Clark Summit. First two guys reach base here.
We're going off that. Yeah, the pitching staff is going to be a really important key for the last couple games of the season.
And Central Penn still does have a great number of games left.
Yeah.
We do have, again, our final home game on Thursday. Heckard, nice pitch for a strike. The Knights still with 9 scheduled games, Brian, including Penn State Schuylkill on Thursday, at Stratford for 3 this weekend. Then we have Bucks, at Bucks County, at Wilson College, and at Clark Summit.
He rang him up. Another strikeout.
That was a huge strikeout there to Bailey.
But yeah, some very important pivotal games down at the end of the stretch. We're looking forward, obviously, to Thursday, but then that tripping down in Virginia for the next for the weekend.
And like I said, then we'll come back for Wilson and for another tilt with Clark Summit. So big games here.
Yeah.
We'd love to see the Knights get to 500.
Yeah, pull it out.
Fouled off. One pitch, drilled to left.
It's a base hit.
And there's going to be a play at home. Well, he holds up, but
that would have been a good play.
Bases are loaded. All right, bases loaded here. 1 down, top 3. Heckard trying to get out of this jam here. Fouled him off for a quick strike there. The 0-1. Just outside. Big pitch here for Heckard.
Ooh,
just fouls it off there.
Literally, just.
One and 2 count for Heckard. Huge batter here for Quinton.
And he struck him out.
Wow, nice pitch. 2 down. Bases still loaded, but I'll tell you, if it's one thing Heckard can do, it's work out of some jams. We saw him in the last time that he pitched for us. Got himself in a couple jams, but did work out of it. So his strikeout stuff is what allows you to do that. You also don't see a lot of people swear him up. He allows a lot of ground balls, which is actually what you need right here, Brian. Big cut for Bailey. 0-1. Nice pitch.
Ooh, that had some good
That is
movement.
not what Bailey was expecting on that pitch. And quickly
That's not
0-2.
even what I was expecting back here. I thought he was going to throw another fastball.
I'm pretty sure that's why he broke it up with the off speed. Oh, and that's gonna ring him up. And Heckard strikes out the side, Brian, but does allow 2 hits and a walk, but leaves 3. At the end of the top of the third, moving to the bottom of the third, it is 2-0 Knights.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that Central Penn College, unlike other institutions, doesn't charge any type of fee to apply? It's absolutely free. Go to our website, centralpenn.edu, to apply. And Central Penn College's Lancaster Center is a sponsor of the YWCA's 21st Race Against Racism, an annual 5K run through historic Lancaster. The race is scheduled for Saturday, April 27th at 9 a.m., starting in Musser Park. Lancaster is home to the longest consecutive running race against racism in the U.S. If interested in participating, please contact Lancaster Center Director Judith Dittil.
All right. We are going to move to the bottom of the third inning. Here at In the Net in Palmyra.
Top of the order.
Central Penn is up 2-0 early. So far, Quinton Heckard is the story. 6 strikeouts in 3 innings. Worked his way around that bases loaded jam last inning, Brian.
He, like I said earlier, he was in demand. He's in the zone right now. He's really feeling it on the mound.
So we're going to come up to the top of the order with Arellano, Fulp, and Graham. All singled in the first. Arellano and Fulp both scored on a Connor Graham single. Arellano, 306, no home runs, 6 RBI on the season. Inside. High and outside. Does catch that one in there. It's going to be 2-1. Arellano offers, but can't connect there. Quickly 2-2. And he's hit by the pitch. You know what I mean? All right, in steps Christian Fulp. The bunt for the base hit and the run scored. Quick strike there. Arellano, a nice lead off of first there.
Someone definitely Clark Summit should be.
And he's going. Hit and run, but does go foul.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Gabe is always on the move, and someone you got to be aware of when he's on the bases.
Well, he's tied for the team lead with Connor Graham with 8 steals.
Yeah.
1 caught stealing. Fulp, that one was inside. This is going to be a tough play here. called off by the left fielder there and makes the catch. So the left fielder with the putout brings up Connor Graham. Singled and 2 RBI in the first, hitting just an absolutely unreal .525 with a .568 on base percentage, Brian.
Yeah.
And he goes down the right field line, but that's going to be out of play.
Told you, a hitter that uses the whole field. That was a prime example, even though it was foul.
What's up, fella? How you been?
Back to first, keeping an eye on Arellano there. And the pitch. Outside. 1-1 count. So balk there as Arellano goes to second. Although it's almost unfair for him because that probably would have been his team-leading ninth steal there.
Yeah.
Still 1-1.
Call that you don't see very often.
Well,
It has a big effect on the game, though.
it absolutely can. Knight sets the pitch. Nice off-speed pitch there from Knight. And the count moves to 1-2.
1-2.
Just foul. Knight pitching well here, though. Did allow those 3 singles, but thus, so far, otherwise has been at least near the plate. Good eye there from Graham. It's going to run the count to 2-2.
2-2.
Connor Graham, 21 for 40 on the season with a double, 2 triples, 3 home runs, 4 walks, 17 RBI. The foul tip. And that's going to be
Struck him out.
strike 3 there for Connor Graham.
Not a very, something you don't see very often out of Connor Graham.
It doesn't get any easier here for Knight. Chris Rosario steps in. Did ground into that 1-4-3 double play in the first inning, excuse me. Just outside there.
Cool.
2-0 count to Rosario. Count now in his favor. Trying to knock in a run at second base, Arellano. Brian, if you remember the last time we called a game, Chris Rosario hit the building.
It was a shot to left field. It's probably the farthest hit I've ever seen.
Here, at least.
Yeah.
Clark with a nice defensive play there to let that.
Game, probably the farthest I've ever seen. Yes. I mean, last week we saw Michael Franco from the Phillies. He had a shot to left field.
Yeah, Brian, you got to represent Central Penn at the Phillies College Series.
Yeah, myself.
You have to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, myself, Vice President Dylan Thorntop and Tyler Coleman, along with Knights baseball player Christian Pope. We went and had an opportunity to market and go for a marketing and sports media day. And we learned a bunch of different things. We got to meet Gary Matthews and meet different representatives from sports.
Shot to left. Arellano is not even thinking about stopping. Well, he did at the last second, and it's probably for the best. Continue.
But yeah, we got to network with a bunch of different people from like Philly's human resources guy, the assistant communications director there, and then we got to hear a panel of people from NBC Sports, NBC in general, and then the marketing people from the Phillies. So it was just a great time. We got to hear some great advice, and got to meet Ryan Howard in the hallway.
I heard about that. I was very intrigued by that. Tell me about this.
Yeah, Dylan literally, I had my back facing the hallway, and Dylan goes, "That is Ryan Howard right there," and I turned around and he was there just walking in a suit with a couple people around him.
He's a hard guy to miss.
And got to shake his hand.
Now, Brian, I know you're not necessarily a Phillies fan, but do you think that enough times passed that Ryan Howard's revered now in Philly? For the longest time, everybody hated him because he wasn't living up to that contract. But at what point can we forgive and forget a couple bad seasons to know that he brought them a World Series, helped to bring them a World Series title?
I mean, whenever I always thought positive of Ryan Howard. I mean, he was a very productive player, home run hitter, but like you said earlier, he did strike out a lot. But it was interesting to know he was in the booth that night with ESPN.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I actually got to watch some of that game.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you guys were able to go. I know it wasn't the warmest evening.
No, not at all.
We are planning on going back again in August to see the Cubs. So
yeah.
I'm going to talk to you about that, and we'll get those tickets
Oh, definitely.
ordered.
It'll be a great time.
So we have first and third here for the Knights. Rivera steps up, runner in scoring position. Only one down here in the the bottom of the third. All right, Rivera walks, and the bases are loaded here, Brian, for senior Cam Woodward. 194, no home runs, 4 RBIs, 6 base hits on the season. Now would be as good a time as any for one.
Honestly.
He's got some decent movement on those pitches, but some of those off-speed pitches, he just can't get down in the zone. He leaves them high. Arellano at third. Rosario at second. And Rivera at first. Here with 2 down in the bottom of the third. Big spot here for Woodward. Knight steps in and throws, and he hits him.
Way to get an RBI, buddy!
Yeah, that will bring in Gabe Arellano. So it's a positive and a negative. Player gets hit, but it brings in a run.
As long as he's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody moves up. Rosario to third, Rivera to second. Woodward run batted in the hard way. Which brings up Peyton Paletti. Sacrifice bunt back in the second. Bases still loaded, 2 down. Nice pitch there from
Good
Knight.
location.
I honestly think that I put the players should be at home. Maybe we should. I mean, it would stop that, wouldn't it?
It's quickly an 0-2 here with the bases loaded. Knights lead 3-0 at this point. 2 RBI from Graham in the first. The hit by pitch there from the last at bat from Woodward. And Paletti, the pop out. But Brian, 1 run scores to make it 3-0. They do leave the bases loaded. But at the end of 3, it is 3-0 Knights.
This is just a reminder to everyone that Central Penn College's 137th commencement will be held next Friday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. at the Forum in Harrisburg. And did you know that Central Penn College has an esports team? The team competes in the Collegiate Rainbow Siege League and plays against other schools such as Dickinson College, Cincinnati University, and the University of Akron. If interested in joining the team, attend the weekly gaming club meetings on Thursdays at 4 p.m. and ATEP 306.
You know, interestingly enough, Brian, one of the Knights baseball players, Max Thorpe, was one of the people who helped to start that club.
Yeah. It brought a lot of attention to Central Penn College and a lot of media coverage.
That was very interesting. All right, we're going to go to the top of the 4th inning here. Quinton Heckard really pitching a gem thus far. Struck out the side last inning in the 3rd. Has 6 total strikeouts thus far. And staked to a 3-0 lead. This inning we can expect Rodriguez, Lessinger, and Sikora. It's been I guess a rough season to start for the Knights. They didn't get to take an early season trip, and then just have had field issues, weather issues thus far this season. Only had the opportunity to play 11 games thus far. If all the rest of the games go off, they should have the opportunity to play about 20 games, which I think at that point they could still, I guess, have an outside shot at making the Small College World Series. So all hope not lost at this point, Brian.
Well, that's tough when you only play 20 games. I mean, you pretty much have to win close to all of them.
I would imagine that they're looking at winning percentage and common opponents and that sort of thing.
Strength of schedule.
Yeah. Back to Domingo Rodriguez here. That one's going to be a tough play. It is going to be out of play. Well, for Heckard, this is actually his 4th start on the season, has pitched 2 complete games, and has a 1-2 record. 17 innings pitched, 15 strikeouts, and only a 4.24 ERA, Brian. It's leads the team. $17 hits and 17 innings pitched. For Quinton, it's the walks. He actually averages more than a walk an inning. And when you're putting those extra guys on base, that's going to be difficult.
Yeah. Adds a lot of pressure on the defense, and on yourself as a pitcher.
Walked 2 in 3 innings thus far today. But again, he's very fortunate he's able to work out of some of those jams.
Yeah.
He works it all the way back. The 3-2, and he struck him out.
He's been calling that pitch all day, that outside, low and outside.
Oh, there's definitely no question about that. And you know what, Brian? I don't have an issue if the strike zone.
As long as it's consistent.
Yes, and I think most baseball players would agree.
Yeah.
Another nice pitch there to Lessinger. Lessinger struck out in the 2nd. He's got the 160 average, 3 RBI on the year. Big cut there. Quickly 0-2 for Heckard.
0-2.
And the big cut there. Well, Brian, his last, let's count. His last 7 outs come via strikeout for Quinton Heckard. He hasn't struck out 7 in a row.
Yeah.
But he struck out he's got 2 this inning, struck out the side last inning, and then the last 2 batters of inning 2.
It's incredible. Said earlier, dealing. That's going to be the word today, Miller, for describe Quinton Heckard's pitching is dealing.
Well, if you recall last time, Quinton only even allowed a run in the final inning. Straight back. And the pitch from Heckard. High and outside. Count is 2-1 for Heckard. Beautiful pitch from Heckard.
Yeah,
Quickly
pitch.
runs the count 2-2.
And that's the thing, he's not aiming, he's just going out in there and just throwing.
Outside.
Tried fooling the batter with the curveball on that one.
Runs this count full as well. I would love to see him get out of this inning right here. Just catches a piece of that one. Still 3-2. Another just fouling it off here.
3-2.
The count remains full. And he lines it to right. Arellano there for the catch. And that will retire the side after 2 strikeouts and a string of 7 consecutive strikeouts for outs for Heckard. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th. Central Penn's hanging on to a 3-0 lead.
Miller, besides Closer Look Weekend, the Humanities Film Series has a special treat for you this spring. A rare showing of the 1920s silent film, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. The movie is considered one of the earliest and best horror films. But wait, there's more. A jazz trio will also be providing a live soundtrack. This is a one-of-a-kind experience, and it's absolutely free. See and hear The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari on Friday, April 26th at 6:30 p.m. in the Capitol Blue Cross Theater.
You know, Brian, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm actually going to be going, and I've offered all of my students extra credit. So if you're in one of my classes, please come out and sign in with me.
Yeah.
But this is something that's going to be really unique. You know, I had the fortune almost 1 year to the day, Brian, of doing my offering when did the Humanities Film Series. Really important to me, and I think this one's going to be something special. CPC Film Series, Professor Mark Hunsberger. He's going to be there with his band playing live, and I actually just had them on the podcast not too long ago, and he was actually describing how they were going to go and do this live score.
It's amazing.
Basically, it's going to be all improvised, Brian.
He is. He's really passionate about what he does. He teaches a lot of good courses at the college, and he's a great part of our faculty.
Oh, absolutely. Emmett Enslin steps in. Quick strike. But Knight has pitched well here, Brian. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, only allowing 3 runs, and 2 of them were in the first couple batters of the game, so he's really settled down since then. Did hit a couple batters, but really nothing solid. I mean, in fact, Central Penn doesn't have any extra base hits here. 4 singles. Excuse me, 5 singles. 4-3 put out there for Enslin to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Freddie Barr steps in, grounded out in the 2nd. Whoa.
High and inside.
You could say that. Quick strike there, 1-1 count.
1-1.
Only Barr's second game of the season. Big cut there for a 1-2 count. Nice shot up the middle, and that gets through to the outfield. Barr singles. And for Freddie Barr, the first base hit of the season. Which brings us around to the top of the order with 1 out. Gabe Arellano. On Senior Recognition Day here at In the Net. Arellano just does nick that ball, but that'll go for a strike. He grounds it to first. This is going to be a tough play there. He's going to get dropped by number 24, Rodriguez. And after all of that, another weekly hit single. Brian, it's actually pretty incredible. That's the 6th hit for Central Penn, all singles. So even with the big boppers in this lineup, Knights really been lucky thus far. But we got some. Fulp lays off that first pitch. Fulp singled and scored in the first. Flew out to left in the third. He's trying to bunt.
That would have been the second bunt of the day for Fulp.
Though he fouled that one off, so. Big chance for Christian here. Christian just 1 RBI on the season. Little low there. Connor Graham on deck. Graham's been quiet today, although he does have 2 of the 3 RBIs. Low.
3-1.
Fulp runs the count to 3-1. Runners on first and second. Barr at second. Arellano at first.
He has the pitcher has to have a high pitch count, I'm assuming, today.
He has 3 walks on the day, so that never helps the pitch count. And walks him. That brings us to 63 on the pitch count, Brian. That was some good reporting there. And guess what? Bases loaded for Connor Graham. The exact situation with only 1 out. The exact situation that we're looking for here as Knights fans.
Come on, Connor. Right at the middle. Come on, kid.
And pitcher steps off there.
Come on, Connor.
And we have number 13, Michael Pico, warming up over on the side here.
Well, the way Heckard's pitching, I'd be surprised if he comes in.
All right, Connor, you see it? You have the big Come on, Connor. I'll make contact, bud.
Graham fouls it off. And backs himself into the 0-2 count here. Knight fires. And he struck him out looking. Connor Graham with his second strikeout on the day, but the bases remain loaded for Chris Rosario. Rosario grounded into a double play and singled last inning, so 1 for 2 on the day. Bases still loaded, 2 down, 3-0. Central Penn leads here in the bottom of the 4th. And Rosario gives it a shot. And that's going to fall. 1 run scores. Arellano scores. And that's yet another single for the Knights, but that'll plate 2. Fulp to third.
All right, come on, Jared. Keep your head on it.
And Rosario with a clutch hit there.
That was.
Good job, Chris.
Which brings up Jared Rivera, struck out on the first, walked in the third, and still has a runner in scoring position here. Knights up 5-0. Ball on the first pitch. Got that outside call there.
1-1.
Low and outside.
2-1.
Rivera runs the count to 2-1. And a rip right to the third baseman to end the inning.
That's an atom ball.
However, the Knights tack on 2 more, Brian, and that brings us to after 4. 5-0 Knights. Going to the top of the 5th.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Petapalooza. The annual Pet Adoption Festival will once again be held at Central Penn Summerdale campus. Mark your calendars for Saturday, May 18th at 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. to experience Petapalooza 2019. The pet-friendly event features rescue animals, plenty of vendors, kids' activities, and food trucks. And it's always a great time.
All right, Brian, we are going to move along to the top of the 5th inning. Heckard dealing today. Through the first 4, 8 strikeouts. And it's 5-0 here, Knights. This is a big game here for Central Penn. Starting with the bottom of the order in Weaver, and then Lamont and Bailey will be up this inning.
1, 2, 3 hits.
Yeah, Brian, I thought that was very interesting. We were talking about the for college series before. I always thought it was very interesting how I got in touch with them in the first place. They actually reached out to me, and former Nightly News president Norman Geary represented us at an event similar to that. He didn't get to go to a game, though.
Oh, they didn't. It didn't.
No, what this was, it was called "What's New at the Ballpark," and it was it was like in late March before the season started. I don't think any of the players were even back from spring training at this point. But basically, he got a tour of the entire facility. He got to try all the new foods, and it was actually pretty interesting, and he really enjoyed it. But this was the first time we've gotten to go to a game.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, the seats are not bad. Seats in left field.
Well, to be honest, there aren't many seats in City Stadiums. There aren't too many bad seats.
Yeah.
1-2.
So we are in the make it 9. And Weaver goes down on strikes to lead off the top of the 5th. Keegan Lehman will come up second. 1 down. Lehman's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles.
All right, come on, Keegan.
What a pitch. Heckard gets started with the strike here.
Foul tip. It was good. It was a good contact for the batter there on that one because that was a high pitch and high and inside a little bit.
I probably would have laid off the bat if I was him, but easy for me to say, right?
Yeah, I know, right? We're back here and that guy's up there.
Outside. Channel our inner Bob Uecker here from Major League here.
Yeah.
It's such an underrated movie. You know, Major League 2 was filmed in Harrisburg.
Our statistician Jerry over there seems to agree with you.
Yeah, Brian, and you. What's funny is, were you ever at the Harrisburg Stadium before they did the renovations?
No, I have not. No.
So if you watch Major League 2, the beginning of the movie when they're in spring training was a field filmed at FNB Park. It wasn't called that at the time. It was called Riverfront Park.
Good ground to the can.
Good play and nice from Cam and from Rivera on that play for a quick second out. But yeah, Brian, go watch Major League 2, and the field at the beginning, you'll never recognize it. It looks totally different.
With Charlie Sheen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You'll never even recognize the park because it looks so much different at this play.
Well, that again, the grounds crew over there and everything over at FNB Field is so professionally done.
Well, geez, the movie's got to be 25 years old at this point too. So, I'll tell you, man. Before they did the renovations, it was not a very good-looking ballpark.
Oh, okay.
And it's just beautiful now. In fact, got to be one of the nicest stadiums in minor league baseball.
Yeah. I mean, look who's also played there.
Right. Strauss. I mean, really, who's who? Harper, Strasburg, Turner, Zimmerman.
Guerrero.
Yep. And that was about as easy of an inning as you get there. Ground ball to Jared Rivera. And that will retire the side 1-2-3 there. Quinton's first 1-2 inning. Okay, no runs, no hits, none left. We're going to go to the bottom of the 5th with the Knights up 5-0.
For the 5th straight year, Central Penn College has earned the military-friendly school designation. Currently, Central Penn has 69 students who are either veterans or who are active in the military or National Guard. The Student Veterans of America Club is accepting new members. Students must be veterans or active military to join. For more information about the club, contact Student Success Coach and Club Advisor Dan Garissi.
Well, I'll tell you, we want to give a shout out to Parker Rose, who is one of our club members. Just got back from his time with the National Guard.
You got to see him yesterday, all of us here. It was great to see him.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing him. And yeah, he's actually going to be doing his walk a mile in her shoes. It was actually instrumental in bringing that to our campus. And what's interesting, Brian, is he was devastated when he found out he had to go on National Guard duty. So he's doing it right now.
I would say he was current, yeah.
So good for Parker.
Yeah, it was a good event. Myself, Dylan, athletic director Michael, and Andrew Day, our photographer, got to do it.
You guys got some really good press as well in local media. So
we were just missing one person, you know. We were missing you.
Well, actually, Brian, I was at a meeting with Leadership Cumberland trying to get you guys internships. So I figured you'd give me a pass if it means I'm getting people internships in our department. All right, Cam Woodward, Paletti, Emmett Enslin will be up to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning here. Central Penn leads 5-0, and Woodward deep, but will be brought in. 1 pitch, 1 out. All right, up steps Peyton Paletti, had a sacrifice bunt and bounced out, or excuse me, flew out to the second baseman here.
I really thought that Cam hit that out.
I mean, it's from our perspective, it's very difficult to judge, in my personal opinion,
Yeah.
Brian, to judge depth.
Yeah.
Because even the ball that Rosario hit off the building, it looked like sort of a routine fly, and then I saw that it just kept going. That one looked...
Wind carried it.
Yeah, while it was super windy. I mean, we were
Yeah.
having 25-mile-an-hour gusts that day, too, so I'm sure that was definitely helped. Ball there. Paletti pops it up. This might be a challenge for them to get. And he dropped it. That's so basically in that situation, that's the left fielder's ball no matter what. The shortstop should have not even tried to go after that ball. It's always the person who's coming in as opposed to going out. Frankly, I learned that when I was about 6 years old. But that was a tough play here, though.
Yeah.
Especially in the sun. There is a breeze. Maybe that affected it. But Paletti reaches base on the error. And in steps Marquise Broxton for Enslin.
Pinch hitter.
Broxton on the season, only 2 at-bats. Hasn't reached base yet this season, and that one was high. 1 out for there. I'd be interested to see him run here. Outside.
2-0. Got him now.
One thing you see Marquise doing a lot is being the courtesy runner out there because of his speed. Honestly, in all my time with Sports Miller, I've never seen a kid run as fast as he
Really?
yeah, playing intramurals and all that stuff. He is really fast.
Well, we'd like him to get on base here. Any insurance runs are helpful. Paletti with a nice sized lead. Broxton fouls it off. Knights still pitching well. And Broxton goes down on strikes. Am I correct? Still all singles for the Knights.
Yeah.
So Knight not really giving up much. A lot of these singles that have just been through the, middle of the infield here.
Yeah.
But two down now for Freddie Barr.
Out.
And that's going to be out of play into the crowd. Pretty nice sized crowd here today.
Bart Summit's fans travel very well.
We are also represented as well. And besides, don't we count as fans?
Yeah, of course.
In the attendance figures, I would think we would. Barr inside outs that one. And it is caught by the second baseman. Well, no runs. Error for Clark Summit. But we are going to go to the top of the 6th inning with Central Penn Knights leading 5-0.
Central Penn's year-round accelerated schedule composed of 4 11-week terms enables full-time students to earn a bachelor's degree in 3 years. Fast-track your success with our accelerated terms. And again, just a reminder that Central Penn College's 137th commencement ceremony will be held on Friday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. at the Forum in Harrison.
We've got some graduates this year. Michael Ademola will be graduating this year. He's already graduated, but will be walking. Dylan, you're going to be going. You're going to be graduating. Statistician Jerry Biller will be graduating. So we've got a lot of people that we're going to be sad to see go.
Yeah.
Gabe Arellano.
It's a happy day, but it's a sad day. Yeah.
Through 5, 9 strikeouts for Quinton Heckard.
All right, come on, Q.
Knight, Clark, Bailey coming up for Clark Summit here in the top of the 6th. Knight steps in, has a single, and it flew out in the first, so 1 for 2 on the day. Strike. Fastball from Heckard. Foul tipped into the glove of Paletti. And the count is 0-1. Heckard fires. Off-speed pitch there. Looks to me like he's working 3 pitches here, fastball, changeball, curveball, but it almost looks like he's got a slider in there as well that he's thrown a couple times.
Ooh.
Shot to short. Woodward can't come up with it, and that will be a single for Knight.
Sound off the at-bat, he definitely made some solid contact on that.
That's going to bring up Clark, Ryan Clark. 2 strikeouts today. Clark, 382, leads regular Clark Summit players in batting average, RBI, total bases. Well, it's 3rd in total bases, and 1st in slugging. This is a guy that you do not want to mess with. He had a 0 for 2 on the day. Thus far in the season, 470 on base percentage,
wow.
Brian. Didn't really look like Knight had much of a lead there. Heckard's just trying to keep him honest. Knight only 1 steal on the season.
All right, come on, Q. Come on, Q.
1-1.
Count moves to 1-1. Another good pitch there from Heckard, and the count quickly to 1-2. As I mentioned earlier, Brian, Clark Summit 6-17 on the season. The runner goes. No throw from Paletti.
Yeah, same point. Well, I mean, they're not in the same situation as Central Penn College, but they're here to prove that they still have a fight left in the season. So I mean, you're gonna see the pitching and their hitting.
Waves at that one for the 3rd strike, and Clark's out on strikes for the 3rd time today.
The golden sombrero.
No, the golden sombrero is 5.
Well, there.
Let's not get carried away. 4. Let's not get carried away, Brian. Now he's got a shot at it. But
Yeah, hey, that's what I mean. He has a shot. That's what I really meant.
and steps. Well, now you're on a whole different sport. Noah Bailey steps in, walked and struck out. Does have a steal on the day, so he's 0 for 1 with a steal. Yeah. 1 down. Top 6 here. Heckard 10 strikeouts on the day. Bailey hitting 244 in the season, does second on the team in RBI. And there goes a shot.
It drops.
Tough play there for the Knights. Runner at second, unable to advance. And a single there for Bailey, which brings up Domingo Rodriguez, hitting 185 on the season, no home run, 5 RBIs. One out. Top 6 here in the net. Beautiful sunny day. Beautiful day for baseball. Days like this is what every fan dreams of.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
And really, I guess the players too.
Yeah.
I'm positive Q would much rather a day like today than the season opener.
Yeah, against Scotland Prep that day.
All right, and that's skied to first. Rivera comes away with it for that put out. Now we have first and second. And Jacob Lessinger batting 160 on the season. Heckard fires, strike one. Bailey at first, Knight at second after a steal. Beautiful curveball there
That
for strike two. So he's got that pitch, but then he's also got a slider as well,
Yeah.
it looks like. He doesn't throw the slider quite as much. Really, he's just changing speeds a lot. Got him there. Looked like a changeup. And that will retire the side with Quinton's 11th strikeout. All right, no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. We are going to go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Central Penn up 5-0.
Boston Found, the 5th student-created play, will show on June 6th, 7th, and 8th at the Capitol Blue Cross Theater, using their experiences and imaginations to create an original play. A group of students will work together to explore, losing, and finding things of great importance, including relationships, people, places, and themselves.
I'm really looking forward to that. Are you going to have anything to do with that, Brian?
Well, for the student-created plays, I'm usually with the voiceover department for
Okay.
that one.
There's a voiceover department?
Pitcher. Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean,
The field rotation.
this last one that they had, Janet
Center
had
fielder's pitching.
she needed a voiceover, and I mean,
Tennis
you're
pitching.
very familiar with doing that too for her show. So I mean, that's what she said. She likes using different voices.
So 10's going in the pitch. Yep. 18 is going into center field.
But yeah, it's always that's always something that's a fun
then
thing. Like I remember in our
12 is
nightly
now
news
at
speaker
shortstop.
series, Glenn Hamilton talked about all the
thank you,
times
thank
he's
you.
done voiceover, and yeah, it's just something that I would love to do.
All right, looks like we're going to have a new pitcher. So number 18, Leisinger, is going to move to center field. Number 12, Josh Knight, is going to move to short. And that brings on number 10, Weaver. Dylan Weaver will take the mound. Weaver has not won a game this season. Also, 5 losses on the season. Arellano quickly to short. One for Arellano.
Right to Rodriguez over there at first base.
Christian Fulp on the day, 1 for 2. Walked and scored.
With the bunt earlier in the game.
He walked in the 4th. Singled and scored in the 1st. high and outside. Yeah, Brian, lots of big things going on with the nightly news. We won't have our speaker series until the summer, so we look forward to that.
Do you want to tell everyone?
Well, let's. We haven't officially announced anything just yet, so let's keep.
All right, we'll keep that on the down low.
Let's confirm this when we get the date figured out. But something else, Brian, that's going to be happening over the summer term: the 100th episode of the Nightly News podcast. So I'm very looking forward to that. I've already booked that 100th episode interview with Dr. Linda Fedrizzi-Williams.
That's right. Yeah, well, I remember when we were on 50.
Yeah, I know. That was actually the last time she was on.
Yeah.
That was a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So that will be our final podcast of the summer. Yeah, so that'll be our very final episode of the summer, episode 100. I'm going to do a best of show on number 99. So that should be fun. Go all the way back to episode 1. Might have to put in a little of Norm's news.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we have. I haven't even thought about what's going to go in there. Rip, line drive, but foul from Fulp. So one thing too, Brian, we're going to probably have some type of celebration for that. Might just be pizza for some of the friends of the Nightly News. Nothing, as
bring back some good friends.
Sure, why not? And that will be ball 4.
I always know Norm's down for a good time.
Well, Norm and Sherry, of course, Yuli's still around campus. Mentioned Michael and Kathleen. Miss them very much, but hoping to see them at commencement this week. Are you going to be at commencement, Brian?
I will be there. I will be a volunteer worker. Yeah, it'll be a
What does that entail?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I just signed up for it on Friday, so I'm not really...
You're not really sure?
I'm not really sure. I just talked to Jen and...
Probably just showing people to their seats.
Yep.
And that's very important, especially for family of the graduates. Fulp runs, which actually helps to avoid the double play, but then the shortstop boots the ball there. I don't know that he was going to get either of them anyway. Interesting to see what the official scorer is going to say here on that play. Gonna give him an error there to the shortstop. And Graham reaches base for the second time today. Rosario, 2 for 2 on the day with 2 RBIs from 2 singles. And did ground into that double play in the first. We're here in the bottom of the 6th at In the Net. Central Penn leads 5-0 behind Quinton Heckard's 11 strikeouts through the first 6. Remember, we only will play 7 here. College rules and doubleheader, and that one's lined into center field, into the gap. That's going to score 2. Fulp scores. Graham scores. And the first non-single of the day for the Knights, as Rosario laces a 2-run double, bringing him to 4 RBI on the day. They are calling that a ground rule double, so Graham will have to return to third. So a double and an RBI for Rosario. Fulp does score, making it 6-0 Knights. Rivera steps in. He's 0 for 2 on a day with a walk. Gets the call there.
It's not you. Come on.
Rivera on the season, 250, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. 8 hits in 32 at-bats coming into today. one down here. And that one's high. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Off-speed pitch there fools Rivera to bring the count to 2-2. 1 run in, 2 runners in scoring position, and 1 out. Heckard could go out and complete this shutout here. Rivera to right.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice catch by the right fielder, but Graham will score on a sac fly. That brings 2 outs.
Come on, Cam.
Go, Dill. Let's go, Dill.
7-0 Knights. Cam Woodward up to the plate. And he strokes it deep
Another
to
one.
left. Almost exactly like the last one. And that will retire the side, but Brian, not before 2 runs from a Chris Rosario double and a sacrifice fly from Jared Rivera. And that makes the score 7-0 as we move to the top of the 7th.
I know we talked about it earlier, Miller, but I'm definitely going to give us another plug on those hoagies from Mariana's associate with the Del Grosso family. You can contact yourself, Professor Paul Miller, for a chance to buy a $7 hoagie or an $8 pizza. 14-inch hoagie for $7.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. These things are gigantic.
Yes.
I mean, and really they're just so well done, and they make them the day of.
Yes.
And they're always fresh when we get them. They will be delivered at the end of May. And I believe we said we needed the money due May 17th.
Yes.
So just let me know between now and May 17th what your order is, and we will make sure we get you taken care of. Again, we use that money for a variety of different things. The Nightly News Speaker Series, they aren't cheap, Brian. We always have a nice spread of food, so that is where some of our money goes. Certainly, like I said, new equipment, experiences like you guys had the opportunity to be a part of last week in Phillies. Again, we're going to do that again too, and just tell you, just put up a day today on the Nightly News blog your piece about your experience in Brooklyn.
Great time. Something I highly encourage people to go do whenever it's available. Not just in Brooklyn, but I told Steve Hassinger I plan to go as many of those as possible.
Well, I'll tell you, I think that, number one, you had an excellent experience, but even if nothing else, Brian, just the practice of speaking to people that are in those positions really can help you. All right, we're going to start at the top of the 7th here. Heckard, 11 strikeouts through 6. Sikora, Weaver, Lehman, and Q with a first pitch strike.
Don't for the complete game.
Well, the complete game shutout here, Brian.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is certainly going to help his ERA. Waves at that one, does just tip it. Quickly, 0-2. As I mentioned, we are going to take a quick break, but we will be back with the senior recognition night, afternoon, day, whatever you'd like to call it, at the beginning of Game 2. So just keep it here on our YouTube channel. You'll get a notification when we go live again, and we will be on the field to recognize our 3 seniors. What a pitch there. That's as nice of a curveball as you will ever see. I hope he wouldn't throw that to me if I got in the box with him, because I don't know what I would do with that. All right, Weaver is going to come up. He's walked and struck out. Dylan Weaver. 12 strikeouts on the day for Quinton Heckard. Really just a dominating performance here, Brian.
Yeah.
Fouled and out of play. Another curveball outside. See, that one looked more like a slider to
Yeah,
me.
it did. I'm more the east-west of the north-south. Like, you know what I mean on that movement?
Yeah.
Yeah. West-east, I'm sorry, for the right-hand position. Two one.
2 ball, 1 strike to count, 1 down. Top 7. This will be it here if Heckard can close him out. Quick foul. That's going to be 2 strikes. Weaver hitting .236 on the season. 0 for 1 on the day. Did walk in the 3rd. Lays off that slider, and he's going to go to 2-2. Well, for the Knights, it's the same. Connor Graham, 2 RBI, 3 RBI for Rosario, and an amazing performance by Heckard. This sounds literally like the last time we were here.
Honestly, you're not wrong on that one, Miller.
But Weaver does work a walk there. And Lehman will come up. Keegan Lehman hitting .241 on the season, no home runs, 5 RBIs, 344 on base percentage. 1 down here in the 7th. So again, we will be right back with you. We will end the game here at the conclusion and take a quick break, and then we'll come back in and start whenever the senior recognition day begins, and we'll roll right on through until the 2nd game. Another strike. So Lehman quickly with 2 strikes. Heckard fastball just gets a piece of it, does Lehman.
0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes to count. And he strikes him out. That's 13 strikeouts on the day for Heckard. As Bailey steps in.
2/3. If he strikes out this batter, it's 2/3 of the batters he faced, he struck out.
That's incredible.
That
Bailey,
is.
289 on the season, 11 RBI. Right to short, and Woodward retires the final batter there.
Well, I think we know who's going to win player of the game today.
You know, it's hard because I'd love to give it to Chris Rosario, but I don't think there's any doubt in my mind, Brian. Quinton Heckard breezes through 7 innings with 13 strikeouts.
Yeah.
There's not really much else to say except this was a great game all around. No real fielding issues for the Knights. Great pitching, great catching, awesome clutch hitting for the Knights. And boy, we will gladly take this one. Final score here from In the Net in Palmyra of Game 1, Central Penn Knights 7, Clark Summit nothing. All right, the Nightly News player of the game, again, Quinton Heckard. 7 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts. What an amazing game here for Heckard. What are your thoughts on Heckard's performance here today,
Total
Brian?
domination out there on the mound. He was in control of all of his pitches, the curveball, the slider we talked about. It was just an overall great performance by him, and it should be a confidence builder for the whole team today. Today's performance in general was great. Like we said earlier, it was all on singles mostly. scoring a lot of runs on singles was great, and then Chris Rosario broke out with that big hit to scoring some runs.
But just having those singles, some days you're going to have those types of games. And what was most important, the clutch hitting with runners in scoring position, Brian.
Yes.
They also worked a lot of counts. They got that starter out of there early. While Knight did pitch well across the 5 innings, death by 1,000 paper cuts, as they say.
And the main thing, 13 strikeouts today for Quinton.
Just really incredible.
Yes,
we can't be more clear how pleased we are with Heckard's efforts in the first game. So,
Yes.
Well, all right, Brian. We will try our best to get Quinton over here at some point to chat with us about the player of the game. But we're gonna take a break right now. We're gonna go, and when we come back, you will have the opportunity to check out Senior Recognition Day here at In the Net. So we are going to sign off for right now. Central Penn Knights win 7-0 against Clark Summit in Game 1, and we'll be back for Senior Recognition Day and Game 2 from In the Net.